I began my life in the desert. Okay, well, like not an actual desert. I was born in Alice Springs, Australia, which just so happens to be situated in the smack dab center of the outback. From the little that I can remember about my time there, my life sounded like something from an old book you'd find at the back of an antique store. Right after I was born, my mom asked to see me in the hospital nursery, but when she and my dad got there, they looked in and saw a little Aboriginal boy poised over my crib just staring at me. We didn't know who he was or why he was there, and we still don't. I remember that my preschool had a backyard full of animals, bunnies, guinea pigs, and peacocks. We spent recess running around the backyard pulling the tail feathers off the peacocks, which I guess in retrospect was pretty mean. Sorry, peacocks. To cool off, following an afternoon of shenanigans, we'd lie down, pluck up blades of grass, and chew the water out of the roots. See, now you get where I got the little antique store thing from. I remember that one time at the zoo with my family, I had a bag full of pellets to feed kangaroos with. One of the overzealous ones got a hold of the bag, and he and I engaged in a few seconds of tug-of-war before the bag split open and the pellets fell everywhere. I can't remember if I cried or not, but at least now I can tell people that I fought with a kangaroo. Fast forward to our move to Texas. Throughout my first few years at school, I was a bit of a nobody. I was in no way athletic, I wasn't yet into the arts, and because I didn't like to talk, I think I was known as the quote-unquote dumb kid in the smart kid classes. Eventually though, I found a good group of friends who were like me. We didn't really fit in anywhere, and to me, that's what made us cool. I got my first tablet when I was 12 years old. I didn't have any notable drawing ability besides what I'd learned from anime and cartoons, so the first couple of drawings weren't exactly stellar. I spent the entire summer trying to teach myself how to draw as best I could, but I was still far from where I wanted to be. In high school, I figured out that art is what I wanted to do with my life, and the credit for that realization goes to my two art teachers, Seidel and Mac. Seidel, who was known for his hilarity and ever-changing facial hair, saw artistic potential in me. He managed to get me to stop drawing anime, which was an astounding achievement in itself. Mac, known for his worldliness and fondness of birds, was the bad cop to Seidel's good cop. He gave me massive amounts of homework, called me out when I was being lazy or not pushing myself hard enough, and gave brutal critiques. It was hard, but the rate at which I improved totally justified it. Under Mac and Seidel's keep, I became a bit of a rock star. I won incredible awards and recognition at local and state levels, and for a few months I even had a piece show in the Dallas Museum of Art. Regardless of all the success I was having with art though, I still felt pretty alone in the world. But it was in Mac's art class that I met the best friends I ever could have asked for. They're the type of friends that you know you'll have for the rest of your life. We call ourselves the Wildcat Attack Force, and to this day we're all still best friends. I guess I should clarify, they aren't floating heads. My first year of college was incredibly awkward to say the least. Socially, it felt worse than grade school. I could count my friends on one hand, and I had so much social anxiety that some days I couldn't even go to the cafeteria. Unfortunately for me, I also had a massive crush on this guy in my studio art class. When I finally gathered up the courage to ask him out, he flat out rejected me, unfriended me on Facebook, and never spoke to me again. Combined with the other social disasters that happened that year, this did a number on my self-esteem. But eventually, it made me a much stronger person than I was before. Except without all the muscles and stuff. Nowadays, most of my time is geared towards graduating college, watching TV, drawing, and playing with my sister's cat. It's a simple life. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But you know, if I was to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a little goblin with a cupcake in its hand and wearing a little bowl of fruit on a hat on its head, but since I don't feel like drawing that right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it an A+. Yeah, that's good.